4 methods on how to break hard rocks. Some of you guys have already requested me to make a video about how to break a huge and hard rock. As a treasure hunter, we really cannot avoid breaking huge rocks. And there are 2 reasons why we need to break them. First, the rock is blocking the hole that you are trying to dig. And second, you want to break the rock because you managed to confirm that the treasure deposit is inside it. In this video, we are going to discuss the 4 methods of breaking a huge rock. These methods can also be applicable to hard concrete objects. The first method in breaking a rock is through the use of traditional tools such as the mallet and wedge. You may be surprised to know that these are actually ancient tools. The ancient Egyptians were the first known civilization to use these tools efficiently. In order for you to break a huge rock by using a mallet and wedge, it is important that you should be able to embed wedges or puncture holes on its surface. Just like what you are seeing in this video, arrange the wedges in a manner on how you intend to break the rock. Using the mallet, keep on striking the wedges until they create a crack, which leads to the breaking of the rock. If you do not have any experience in breaking rocks with this method, then you will most likely fail on your first attempt. You need to know that it requires some experience before you can successfully break rocks with this method. Thus, keep practicing until you gain the necessary experience. The second method of breaking rocks is by using those commercial products that are available in the market today. But like what I stated back on the first method, most of these products require that you should be able to create holes on the surface of the rock. Many individuals use powerful drilling tools to puncture the rock and create the necessary holes. However, if the rock tends to be so tough which is impossible to drill holes on it, then most of the products may not work, so you should perhaps try the other methods. I won't be recommending any products for breaking rocks in this video. It is all up to you to search for them, since they are quite easy to find nowadays. The third method for breaking rocks is through the use of heavy equipment, particularly the rock breaker. What you are seeing right now is a rock breaker equipment in action. It is indeed a huge machine with a long arm, with its chisel rod at the end. The chisel rod is highly durable, and perfectly designed to break rocks with ease. So with the use of this heavy equipment, breaking multiple rocks can be easily accomplished in just a short amount of time. This equipment can also be used to break hard concrete objects. And finally, the fourth method of breaking rocks is through the use of fire and water. In order for you to make this work, you need to create fire under the rock. If the rock's bottom is slightly buried, then you need to dig it until there is enough space for you to create a fire. Using logs, create a fire under the rock to deliver the necessary heat into its entire body. Depending on the size and hardness of the rock, you may need a lot of wood to keep the fire from burning the rock. Thus, if the rock is huge and hard, you really need to prepare a lot of woods for you to burn. Aside from the logs that you are going to burn, is the time needed before the heat can effectively break the rock. But in one of my experiences in breaking a rock, we used old tires. You have to know that tires are made out of combustible materials, which means that it is highly flammable. Another interesting fact about it is that it produces a higher amount of heat temperature as compared to their logs. Once the old tires start to burn, it won't be easy to stop it. This is what makes it perfect for burning a rock continuously and over time. Thus, we were able to burn the rock the whole entire night until the early morning. And still, the fire kept on burning the rock, that its exposed portion was turning red due to its extremely hot temperature. If the rock still does not break, or even crack on such extreme heat, what you need to do next is to prepare buckets of water. Using cold water will be a lot more effective. With the buckets of water and along with the help of your mates, quickly pour the water onto the rock. The outcome of pouring water onto the hot burning rock will result in its sudden change in temperature. Due to the sudden change of its temperature from hot to cold, this will cause the breakage of the rock. You can also perform this method on hard concrete objects. But the only problem with this method is when it contains a treasure deposit, especially gold items. Surely, the gold ends up getting melted. Thank you very much for watching and happy treasure hunting.